I'm here with Ian at Village Ski Hut, master boot fitter, and I'm so excited because today, after a long time, I'm getting my new boots. So what have served me really well are my Doberman Grand Prix, which have been my go-to teaching boot for about 4 years now. And then my high performance boot that I've been using for demo team tryouts and high level demonstrations have been the absolutely awesome World Cup boots. But now Nordica has come out with something totally different, and that is the Doberman 5, and it's so beautiful, totally black. So today what Ian's going to help me do is totally redo this boot and get it ready so that I can ski this season. Okay, so first step, what do we do?
Well, it's like building a house or anything else. You got to start at the bottom and work up.
Okay.
So our first thing we're going to do is check out our footbeds. And just for a visual, I'm going to get you to stand up on here and your foot, put one foot inside.
Okay.
And straight, and the other foot over here.
Okay.
Okay, so we're looking at the gaps here. Okay.
Right.
Right here, there's more gap than here. We've got a bit of a pronation, so we have to bring our foot back up a bit. Just switch feet.
Okay.
And
oops, sorry.
Okay. Move this foot.
So right in my heel?
Yeah.
This one.
See this one, so this foot obviously collapses more,
yeah.
So the correction should be done. So now we'll use the footbeds. So I've seen these before, so slide your foot underneath, and we're just going to do a check, make sure our feet haven't changed too much. Let's lift up for a second, right to the back. There we go. And step on that one as well. Okay, so the pronation is better. We could go it a little bit more, but she's also used to skiing these. So what we'd probably do is we're going to start with this, and if she skis and needs a little bit more correction, we can build that up and tuck it in a little bit more. Yeah. We're also right now we're looking at the ankle bone, and when you collapse, your navicular bone pops out a little bit. Yeah. So we're going to have to definitely punch there. It's got a bit of a bunion there that we're going to have to make a pocket for. And being race boots, they tend to be squeezed too narrow, so we're going to do the fifth metatarsal head. We're going to open that up a little bit.
We're going to heat mold the liners, yeah?
Yeah, before we do that, we're going to make sure the tongues are in the right place. You can see this one's way up front, and this one's a very different position. Yeah. And that's how you contact your shin. Yeah. So we're going to put the tongue in the right place. I have your footbeds in there right now. Yeah, obviously, we'll pull them out when we heat the liner so we don't mess up your footbed, and then we'll reinstall them again. So you can see this is adjustable. It can be pulled up and down.
Cool.
And so what we're doing now is maximize the contact, so she has full shin contact instead of just a one-point contact. Yeah. So I'm pushing that back in so it holds, and we'll tag that down.
Nice.
And if we look at your old liner, that's ending up at almost the same spot.
Yeah.
So the adjustment was done. This one's a litlittle further forward. You're going to leave this one back.
Yeah, that feels good.
We may, after skiing it, you may move it forward a little bit more as you break it in. But partly that's there's more material there right now because it's new.
Yeah. So these are totally heat moldable, the new Doberman 5s. Do they need that infrared thing, or are these the classic boots?
Infrared is just one way of doing it. I have infrared. I also have all the technique at Nordica presses, and we'll put them in that. Spot press, I'd like to do in the technical Nordica presses because we can pinpoint it a little better.
Awesome. So for anyone who doesn't know about that, Nordica has its own set of tools. Is that right? For heat molding.
They use infrared because infrared goes through the plastic evenly, so you don't get a hot outside and a cold inside. That works very, very well. They also have mechanical presses of all different shapes, and we actually have 3 of their machines out back. We use them for all our brands because they're the best ones we found. And I did some preliminary light punches on the shell for your first metatarsal head and your navicular bone. Cool. They may be readjusted again, but this is just the start. I'm going to spray your liner here with something called Easy On boot spray.
This is super cool because I've used from Canadian Tire WD-40 type thing. Yeah. But that damages the material, whereas this is designed not to damage the material. Yeah.
For Christine, because she takes her liners in and out, spraying down the bottom of the sole is great because it's always sticky going in, especially when it's a little cold. Yeah. And so we're going to spray the outside of that.
And I can put this on?
Yeah, you can put that one on.
It's nice and warm.
Yeah, liners have been heated up.
It's a cool trick that you spray inside too, so my sock doesn't get caught.
Yep, I spray down the footbed and down the back just to make it easier to get into. Yeah. Once you get a couple layers on there, it's good for the season, but saves wear and tear on the liner as well. You're not working as hard to distort it when you're putting it on and on.
Yeah. Okay. Ooh, this is different.
Yeah, you get a little Velcro tab on the top.
That's awesome. That's something that was missing from the older design. Is the laces were just hanging.
They flop all over the place. So
yeah.
You can get them under control.
Yes. Okay, cool. And then you get a little bit snugger fit up there. Okay.
Okay, so buckling the new boot. Arteries and veins run over the top. We don't want to clamp that down too hard right now.
Okay. So
get you circulation. Hot. The biggest thing we want to do is get you way back into the boot. So actually, before I even do this up, just don't reef on it, but grab that tab and work your heel back into the pocket, just because it's warm and sticky.
Now, one thing that I think is worth noting is for women, we have lower calves.
Yes.
And so what tends to happen is the calf pushes the foot into the front of the boot. So this is why you want to go to a boot fitter, because they will help you get the punches in the right place so that you can get your heel into the pocket. Do you know what? These fit actually really good out of the box. Like, I need those punches for sure.
Yep.
But I really like how my foot is sitting in the boot.
Yeah, the new designs and new plastics technology is just jumping from all the brands.
Yeah,
and
it's cool.
The fit is getting way better.
Yeah.
This is the buckle for recreational skiers to be very careful of. Arteries and veins cross over the top, and your arch sits like this. When you buckle it, you collapse your arch, and you shut down the circulation. So be leery of that one.
And if you cut down the circulation, your feet are going to get cold, and it will be painful.
And you also lose control of your skis a little bit because you feel like little blocks, and you don't have that touch and feel.
Yeah, that's not good.
No. So right now, the boot should feel like too firm of a handshake. Okay, your foot's getting squeezed a little bit. It's not cushy.
Yeah.
But overall pressure. You're not looking for anything.
Yeah, because I know where the points are for sure. My navicular.
Yep. And I've taken them out a little bit, but this is a preliminary one, and you're gonna be in them for a few minutes. Then I'm gonna peel your socks off, and when you push on your spot like this, it turns white and then turns bright red. And so I'll be able to pinpoint exactly where I want it on your boots.
That's a cool trick.
It gives me a roadmap.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. That's a super cool trick. So what's neat about this too is this is a stiff boot, but I still have a little bit of flex here, even right out of the box.
Yeah.
So they've changed the design here a bit.
Their boots are flexing. They're trying to make them bend more like your ankle, a more natural bend.
Yeah, cool.
Okay, so and that's what all the companies are doing. So you don't flex into a wall and block.
Yeah.
You get a progressively stiffer flex as you go in.
Yeah. And the good thing about that is when you flex forward, you get to a stopping point, your heel lifts up and then you get a spur on the back of your heel. I've had that too.
Yep. So that's why you need to get your boots.
Oh.
For the recreational people, this is your key buckle. Do that one up tight.
Yeah.
That holds your foot back into the boot. Don't just let that one loose.
Yeah, that's the first one I do up usually.
Yeah, it's the first one and the last one.
Yeah. So readjust
after. And then go back to that one, and that's the one that makes the final ski.
Pro tips. This is so good. The other thing we talked about, and I'll just show you've got the upper cuff and then you have the inner cuff, and you might be able to see on this boot, and we're going to do it probably the same with this one. A V cut in the inner shell softens the boot. Now, really important to know, you cannot easily stiffen a soft boot, but you can soften a stiff boot. And for me, I find I'm kind of in the middle because I'm light. I don't need a super stiff boot, but because I really do roll the ski on edge well, and I get a ton of torque, if the boot is too soft, I don't get the control and the performance I want. So this is perfect. It's a stiff boot, but it's cut down, which makes it just that little bit softer. Yeah. So it's perfect.
So you can see on the back of the boot here, there's a steel rivet and a plastic filler. That's just filling the hole. Yeah. So they have softened the boot by taking one of the rivets out of the back. That's the first step before you ever grind.
Yeah.
Okay. You do that first.
And we did that already with this?
No, I haven't done that yet.
We're going to do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm honestly probably won't grind your boots today. I want you to ski in them first, because the plastic flex is going to be different than this one. And you'll get a feel for what you really need before we make it too soft.
That is so good. Yeah.
Do it in steps. Don't try and invent the wheel right off the bat.
Yeah. And I think that's what a lot of people don't know is you don't go to a boot fitter once. Your boot fitter is your best friend. and you go many times, probably throughout the season, to get the fit just right.
Yeah, and it's more effective. I can do a better job for you if you go skiing in 3 days, come back and give me feedback. It's fine tuning. It's not we're going to redo the process and then see ya. Okay, we have to work through this.
That's
the other thing we haven't done here is the cuff. It's not a cant. A cant is done from the base, but this is a cuff alignment, and everybody's shin comes off their ankle at a different angle. So we can loosen this up like that, and they give us an asymmetrical wheel, a little tool here, and you can see carefully here that the cuff can go up and down a little bit as I wind the wheel around. It can change your skiing quite a bit for feel and everything else, because it not only is going up and down, it's changing the angle that you flex at.
Oh, no
okay,
way.
So instead of flexing straight ahead, if I climb this one up and leave the other one on, it will drive slightly more towards your big toe.
Oh, cool. So you get kind of a lateral flex?
Well, yeah.
Your spiral?
when you put two hinges in here with no adjustment, boots flex straight ahead, and then you have to drop it inside. I call it an L. When you can adjust like this, you get more of a C shape. It's more of a roll, and it's more of a natural progression to put your ski on edge. And that's where you're getting the feel and the precision out of the boot.
That's cool.
Are you feeling hot spots on your feet now?
I do feel the naviculars for sure.
Okay.
And the fifth metatarsal,
which we didn't do.
Yeah, just as I roll, I can start to feel it touching, that's the pinky toe side of the foot. So when I'm doing this, like I'm rolling, and that's what tells me where the pressure point is on the inside of the foot. And it's sore, but that's how when you push on it, you're going to see.
Yeah, so now we're going to pull the boot off.
Okay.
So now we're looking for hot spots. Pink there, red there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's sore.
Yep. So that's what we need to address. Now your navicular is lower than most people's. Okay. So we're there. We need to go heel to there, heel to there. We're right there.
And I like to spread my toes out.
Yeah.
To get a bit better feel on the foot.
Right.
So when I start to do that,
See, I do this with my toes. That's when it's fear.
Yeah.
It's like a cat.
Yeah. That's a pretty common reaction. I see that.
Yep.
And then what happens, your foot cramps, that happens to my students a lot.
Yep.
And it can be a product of the boot actually being too big. You have too much room.
Yeah, it'd be putting your foot in a shoebox, and your foot's doing this, and nothing's happening to the ski, and you're banging against the sides, and that's when you get sore. Your foot should be held. If your foot's held from here backwards, you can actually have room up here and articulate and move, but you have to be held at the back.
Yeah. Brace yourselves, everyone. This is I've got a gnarly collapsed arch happening there.
Your footbed will take care of quite a bit of that.
Yeah. So. And this is my dominant leg. I'm left-handed and left-footed. So I don't know if that's why this one collapses more.
Could be one leg is slightly longer than the other. If you've ever had your hips measured, there's all sorts of things that can change that balance.
Oh, interesting. And I see it's red here on the instep.
So I'm not too worried about that because the tongue is fairly thick and going to break in. Your toe is very bright. And when you get a bright spot on your navicular here, your foot is rotating and spinning, so it's bound to show up here as well. Your foot torques and spins.
That's right. So you've got this opposition. It hits here, and then that rolls, and then that hits.
That lights up. So when correct your pronation, like we did with our footbed, it will straighten the foot out in the boot. It also helps her hit the center of the channel.
Yeah, and that's good for knee safety because you can see if my foot collapses, my knee goes out of alignment.
Yep. When you do that, you also miss the center of the boot. You're way over here, so you're not hitting the shell in the center of the track.
Yeah, so that's good on the first and the fifth metatarsal. I feel the pinkies a little bit, but I think I need to give that some time.
Try it a bit. And ski a touch, then we'll tweak it.
Cool. Well, thanks so much.
You're welcome.
And there we have it. It's a process, but it's well worth doing because these now fit like a glove, and it's such a powerful, awesome boot. I can't wait to get them on snow.
Yeah. Big things.
Yeah. So thanks, Ian.
Oh, you're welcome.
And thanks, Village Ski Hut. And thank you so much, Nordica, for my new beautiful boots.